Right, so we've got our angiocath into the lower part of the left ureter. Let's pop a bit of contrast in. Right, there's nothing going beyond that point.
Actually longer than that, I think it starts at 6 weeks.
Okay, take your catheter into there, John. Yeah, hold it there. There you go. There's the leak there, just going off to that side. That's gone into the cavity there, which is fine. So just going to put some contrast into that left kidney and take the nephrostomy out. So it's a wire going into nephrostomy, and we're going to move the nephrostomy over the wire. So what I'm going to do is pull the wire back, turn it down the ureter, advance my catheter down the ureter. Okay, let's go down to the pelvis, please. Right, so you can see the wire's already very close to the other wire, I hope. Yeah, but we don't know which plane that's in. We could do an oblique to see. We're just going to leave it there for the moment, and we'll have a look in with the ureteroscope and see what we can see. Just center slightly lower, please. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so you're almost up to where they're meeting. Another couple of centimetres. So at the moment the wire's going to take you off into the cavity. Can you go forward a little bit more on it? There, that's it. And I think we probably need that wire out now, actually.
I think just hit the thing, so...
Now you're in, we'll take that wire out. Right, so what I'm going to do, John, I'm just going to turn my catheter and rotate it and see if we can come back towards you a little bit. Can you see any movement? Probably not. So we're just in a blind end there. So I'm going to come back into what looks like normal ureter. Yeah, it's almost like there's a kink there, John, if you have a look on the imaging.
So I can see there's sort of 2 lumens on the ureteroscope.
Yeah,
so
store that image, please.
I don't know if our wire was going in there, but there's a lumen here.
I think the wire was straight ahead, the wire was going up there, yeah. So I'm in what looks to be relatively normal ureter at the moment. So I'm just probing with the Trumo wire, see if we can get anything to go down towards you, John. Nothing. See, if you look at the ureter here, it looks like there's a big kink there. Actually, I'm into the cavity now, I think, with the wire. But that's fine, we might meet up. I'll just keep coming back into the ureter. Hang on. There, right, John, we're sort of out into the hole there, but that looks like it's heading towards you. See if you can see any movement.
So there's this lumen here.
That's me moving it, look.
Yeah,
that's me moving.
There, but I just wonder through there.
Probably, yeah.
If I put a wire through there, can I see where it goes?
Yeah, hang on, let me just see if I can get my catheter to follow that.
Yeah, can I get the wire?
Can we oblique the tube, please, Nathan? Just with the, is it the blue brake? Yeah. Okay, and go back the other way. Yeah, we're in the same plane as you, John. Come back straight now. That's me there.
Yeah.
So I reckon if we're stuck, you could go through that with a laser.
Where is this?
Right, that's gone into the cavity. That's where I am. You're in the cavity. But the two are very close, but we could rendezvous that way, you see.
Go here. Where is that?
Same place.
Cavity?
Yeah, but that's literally straight onto my wire, I reckon. Keep it there. Right. I think I could come back through that hole potentially where you've just gone, you see.
So that's me in cavity, yeah?
Yeah. So we're very, very close, so you just leave that there for a sec. In fact, I'm moving your wire. I can see the two move.
I think I'm going to go through that bridge in front of me.
I wonder if it might be worth getting a vector 2 up from below through that hole. Stop. Right, okay, let's just have a little look. Let me take that wire. Right, that's gone well out. Right, so let's just take that bit. I think I could snare that from above. So we've got the wire into the cavity here, which is the same cavity that our catheter's going into. You can see the two are very, very close. So what I'm going to do now is put a gooseneck snare down from above and snare the wire.
Is the 20 okay?
Yes, it is. So
That's a 6 French.
what we're going to do, we're going to put it through that in a moment. Once I've got this in. So we're just going to put a guide wire down into this cavity and then put our gooseneck snare catheter down through that, over that, and then hopefully snare this wire. I'm just going to put a little bit of a curve on it. So this is the Amplatz catheter, the gooseneck catheter, which might just go into the cavity. There we go. We've got a marker on the end of it so we can see that. So I'm going to take that wire out, makes it less confusing. And now we're going to put the gooseneck snare in through the snare catheter and hopefully be able to grab that wire. And we'll put this back on. So this torque device allows us to rotate it plus engage the snare. So, right, what we need to do, John, just pull the wire back. Can you see the screen or not?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Right, just pull the wire back slightly. Stop there. Just trying to pull the wire back a little bit more. Stop. Now advance the wire. That's it, hold it there. Advance the wire a bit more. I'm not sure if we're through the snare or not, but we'll soon see. That's looking promising, I think. There, so we've got the wire. Right, so we've now snared that wire. Right, I'll pull back up and you feed the wire up to me, then we'll have through and through wire. Right, so I'm keeping tight hold of that wire. I'm going to pull it back into that ureter, hopefully without traumatizing it anymore. There, it's gone now, okay. So it did pull that end of the ureter with it a bit actually, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so coming out with the snare, you're feeding the wire in. Back up to the kidney, please. Let's just check this comes out through the kidney all right.
To keep feeding.
I've got my wire. Yeah, feed the wire, feed it a bit more.
Yeah.
We do have a bit of ureter here as well, or tissue.
It's not a whole ureter.
No, there you go. That's the bottom end of that bit of ureter, look. Right, so this is a double-ended dilator, but effectively it's a sheath to get us a second wire in. That's how I'm using it. And the outer sheath's gone in. Go down. Down. I suspect the defect's not massive. Okay, let's have that Vector 2 catheter back. So actually that still looks like it looked before.
Yeah.
So I think it might have taken that little bit of ureter with it there. So actually that defect is not too bad. Okay, inject. Yeah, so there's our defect there.
So that's the bit that's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, that bit of ureter's been taken out. Right, so we've got a wire across so we can Hilzo from above.
Top down Hilzo.
I think so, yeah.
That distal end of the stick's pretty much a bladder.
Right, have we got a Hilzo Stent?
Makes sense.
Hilzo Stent,
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah. Hold it. Thanks. We need to balloon this bottom end.
Yeah.
This could be really tight, so we need to balloon that before we put the stent in or it won't expand.
The distal bit is tight.
Yeah.
The distal bit is going in.
So this is a 6/4 angioplasty balloon. We're just going to plaster that bottom end where the ureteric disruption is, just to make sure we can get stent across it. So this is a 6/4 angioplasty balloon, just going down to the level of ureteric disruption. We're just going to plasty this now. It feels tight there, just passing that. Okay, thank you. So John, look, you see the stricture there? So that's very tight. That's where the trauma was. Yeah, it's going actually. Okay, store that please. Got it? That's tight there as well. That's very tight. We'd never have got our stent through there, or at least not got the delivery system out anyway. And store that please. I think that should be almost, not quite to the UO, but store that please. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll flush it. I'll show you. So what I'm going to do is leave the bottom end protruding and hope the top end's going to be, I think it will be high enough up.
It's 15, isn't it?
We need to be up to there,
Yeah.
at least. So basically this stent is nitinol. It's from here to here. So nitinol's a shape memory metal. When it gets to body temperature, it tries to expand. What I'm going to do is pull the covering back and it'll spring open as I uncover it. So I'll fix the middle bit, and this outer bit is the covering. As I pull back, it'll uncover it from there downwards. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is a Hilzo 7mm by 15cm stent we're just going to place across that area of disrupted ureter. Can I give you that to take the weight, please? I might need a bit of wire back from you, John. Right, okay, so the stent's going down the ureter now, and you can see the scope in the bladder. Right, so there's our ureteric orifice. So we're just going to come down with our stent across the disrupted segment. And that's the stent just coming out there at the bottom end. Right, and I think we've got enough length at the top there just, so we can always put a second one in if need be.
Maybe
I probably will as I start to deploy it. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is just unscrew the retaining mechanism. I'm going to fix the central stellette, and I'm going to uncover the stent. And we'll just see where that bottom end. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to advance it a little bit. I think we can probably just get away with that. I want it to just be visible, really. Right, so there you can see the stent starting to open up. I'm just going to come back slightly with it. We just want to flare it just outside the ureteric orifice. I'm putting a little bit more tension on it. And leave it about there, I think.
You're doing something quite stimulating.
Probably, yeah. So you can see it's uncovering nicely. And I think that is it fully deployed. That's the halfway mark. So we centre higher up, please. So we've got loads of length. Just centre higher up. There we go. That's the top end of our stent there. So we're well above it. Yeah. What I'm going to do now is just leave it for a few seconds just to see if it'll open up a little bit. And then I'm going to rotate the central stellette as we pull it back, which will help it so it doesn't grip on the stent and displace the stent. And it's coming very nicely, actually.
It's okay, actually.
Right, I think what we should do now is put some contrast up and just check we've got good continuity there and it all looks nice. Just pop it into the bottom end. Yeah, let me just screen that. Yeah, that's gone in very nicely. Okay, store that please. So I've got access here so we can take that catheter out. You can take the scope out. That's quite a nice, it's expanded quite nicely there, hasn't it?
Looks pretty secure.
It is easier deploying them from the top where you can see the bottom end in the bladder, rather than the other way around where the bottom end, it's harder to get it in exactly the right position, I think. So this way you can just pull it back till you're happy with it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our nephrostomy deployed in the top. Take the wire. Thank you.